The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Luna stepped through the crystalline archway, her boots clicking against the polished obsidian floor. Behind her, Enzo followed, his presence a shadow that seemed to absorb the ambient light of 1,000 distant stars visible through the transparent dome above. The Council had expected broken survivors. They had expected pleas for mercy, desperate negotiations, perhaps even the satisfaction of watching humanity's representatives grovel before the combined might of 17 civilized species. What they hadn't expected was the calm, measured breathing of two humans who looked less like refugees and more like apex predators sizing up their next meal. Ambassador Krell of the Vorthian Empire shifted his massive frame, his forearms gesturing in what his species considered a welcoming manner. "Humans," he rumbled, his translator rendering his subsonic frequencies into standard galactic. "We are pleased you have come to discuss terms. Your resistance, while admirable, has cost both sides dearly. Surely you see that, terms?" Luna's voice was soft, barely above a whisper, yet somehow it cut through the chamber like a blade through vacuum. "You think we're here to discuss terms?" Counselor Jayla, the insectoid representative of the Hive Collective, chittered nervously. Her compound eyes had tracked every micro-expression on the humans' faces since they entered. Something was wrong. Prey didn't move like this. Prey didn't have that look in their eyes. "Your planet has fallen," Krell continued, seemingly oblivious to the shift in atmosphere. "Your fleets are scattered. Your cities burn. We offer you a chance to preserve what remains of your species under our protection. You will be given a sector to colonize, resources to rebuild, and—" "You conquered Earth?" Luna interrupted again, that whisper carrying more weight than a battleship's broadside. She tilted her head slightly, and something in that movement made several council members unconsciously lean back. "Is that what you think happened?" Enzo spoke for the first time, his voice deeper but carrying the same unsettling calm. "Show them." Luna raised her hand and a holographic display materialized above the council table. Images flickered to life, footage from the Vorthian flagship's own sensors. The council watched their armada descend upon Earth, watched the human cities burning, watched the orbital defenses crumble. Victory, they thought. Confirmation of what they already knew. Then the footage continued, the underground facilities opening like mechanical flowers, the quantum gates activating not for escape but for deployment, the moment when Earth's population of 12 billion simply disappeared. Not fled, not evacuated, redeployed. "You see," Luna said, her whisper now edged with something that made the temperature in the room seem to drop. "We learned something about you over the past 3 cycles. We studied every species in this council. Your histories, your wars, your philosophies." She began walking slowly around the circular table, and council members found themselves tracking her movement like prey watching a circling predator. "The Vorthians," she continued, "believe in overwhelming force and honorable conquest. The Zelthans prefer economic domination. The Hive Collective thinks in terms of assimilation and unity. Each of you has your own approach to warfare, to conflict, to victory." Enzo picked up the thread, "But you all share one critical assumption. You believe that conquest means occupying territory, that victory means forcing surrender, that war ends when one side can no longer fight." Luna stopped walking. She stood behind Ambassador Krell, though the massive alien could have crushed her with one hand. Yet he didn't move. Couldn't move. "You don't understand humans at all," she whispered directly into his audio receptor. "We don't fight wars to win territory. We fight wars to break the enemy's will to fight. We don't seek surrender. We seek absolute victory. And mercy?" She laughed, and it was a sound completely devoid of humor. "Mercy was something we extended to those who surrendered before forcing us to show them what we're truly capable of." The hologram shifted again. This time it showed not Earth, but the homeworlds of every species represented in the council. Above each planet, barely visible at first, were signatures, energy signatures. Power sources, ships, millions of them. "You took Earth," Enzo said, his voice carrying to every corner of the chamber. "Congratulations. You wanted our homeworld. You have it. But here's what you failed to understand about humanity. We don't need Earth, we never did. Earth was our cradle, not our cage." Luna's whisper somehow grew even softer, forcing the council to strain to hear every word. "While you were busy occupying a planet full of empty cities and automated defenses, while you were congratulating yourselves on conquering humanity, We were repurposing every generation ship, every colony vessel, every mining platform, every single spacecraft we've built over the last 2 centuries. 12 billion humans, Ambassador Krell. 12 billion. And every single one of them is now positioned above one of your worlds. The hologram zoomed in on the Vorthian homeworld. The signatures clarified. Each one was a ship. Each ship carried enough quantum state weaponry to crack a planet's crust. You wanted to see what happens when you push humanity? Luna asked. You wanted to test whether we'd roll over and accept subjugation like the 17 other species you've civilized? Enzo stepped forward, standing beside Luna. Together they looked less like diplomats and more like executioners delivering a sentence. We're not here to negotiate Earth's surrender, Luna said. We're here to accept yours. Every species in this council has exactly one chance, one single opportunity, to stand down, withdraw your forces, and never threaten humanity again. This is madness, Jaela shrieked. You can't threaten the entire galactic council. The other species will never allow— The other species, Enzo interrupted, have already received the same footage you're seeing now. They're watching their homeworlds on their own displays, seeing the fleet above their skies, calculating the odds of their planetary defenses stopping what we've prepared. Mathematics, Counselor. Simple mathematics. We ran the projections. Your defensive success rate is approximately 3%. Would you bet your entire civilization on 3%? Luna's hand moved to a device at her wrist. Every council member's eyes locked onto that simple gesture. You have 1 hour, she whispered. 1 hour to transmit your unconditional withdrawal from all human space. 1 hour to begin pulling back your fleets. 1 hour to demonstrate that the Galactic Council understands what happens when you mistake human patience for human weakness. She pressed a button. Nothing visible happened, but every council member felt it. A quantum ping. A verification signal sent and received across light years in an instant. 59 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, Enzo said. The council chamber erupted into chaos. Representatives shouting, demanding, threatening. But Luna and Enzo simply stood there, immovable as mountains, their eyes cold as the void between stars. Ambassador Krell finally found his voice. You would commit genocide? Destroy entire civilizations? That's not victory, that's extinction-level barbarism. Luna's smile was terrible to behold. You're right, she whispered. It would be barbarism. It would be monstrous. It would be unforgivable. But here's the thing you should have learned before you attacked Earth. Ambassador, humans are capable of incredible kindness, of remarkable compassion, of extending mercy even to our enemies. She leaned closer, her whisper carrying the weight of 12 billion souls standing ready to commit the unthinkable. But mercy is something you earn by surrendering before you force us to show you our true nature. You conquered Earth? No, Ambassador. You woke something that your species, that this entire council should have left sleeping. And now you're going to learn the oldest lesson in human history, the price of teaching monsters that mercy has limits. Enzo checked his chronometer. 58 minutes, one by one. The council members reached for their communicators. Humanity had learned to be civilized, to be diplomatic, to extend olive branches, but they had never forgotten how to be the apex predator that clawed its way from caves to conquer stars. And the Galactic Council, in their arrogance, had just reminded them why.